everyone, and welcome back to the Vulnerability Hangover podcast. I'm your host, Nikki, and today is another episode of the Vulnerability Bites, where I go 5 to 15 minutes rambling on about whatever is at the top of my mind. But lately, I haven't been feeling as creative or inspired to do these episodes, and I'm just kind of in a creative funk right now. So I'm having my mom take over just for today, and she's going to talk about how I was when I was little and, just baby Nikki. So here is my mom.
So when you were little, you used to like to go outside, and I'd have to take you walking every single day. And we would have to go and look at the flowers down the street, and we have to go look at all the animals along the way. And you tell me, "Flowey, Mama, flowey." And then you would sometimes pick the flowers from other people's yards, and then I'd have to hear about it later on from the neighbors that say, or they'd remind me, "Do you remember when Nikki used to go and pick all my flowers?" And then I'd have to say, "Yeah, I don't really remember that." And we'd go outside, and you always had different names for stuff, like rock was ock and flowers were flowies. And we still say some of the words that you used to say when you were little, like we don't call the TV remote a remote, we call it a framote, because that's what you called it. So we're always looking for our framotes. And I remember when Grandma came to visit one time, and you guys would go out and pick flowers and stuff, and then you'd come in and you make little bouquets, and you were really good about making bouquets. You'd pick up flowers and put them together, and they looked really professional. But one time, Grandma was working on something, and she was looking for a tool, and you said, "Grandma, are you looking for your twires?" And we figured out that twires were like the little cutters for the flowers. So her and Papa used to call all the tools were twires. So we still use that word, twires. Oh yeah, there was a horse down the street, and we'd have to go and feed. There were a couple of horses, and we'd have to stop by and see the horses. Those were your horses. "Want to go see my horse, Mama?" And so we'd have to go down and visit the horse. There was one coming in from the left side of the neighborhood, and then there was another one that was kind of in on the right side, and we'd have to go, and that horse would come up to the fence, and we'd have to pick berries, or I would go and I'd buy carrots, I think, at the store, and then we'd have to feed the horse, or we'd pick dandelions and stuff and feed the horse. I actually think there was a horse and a donkey over there.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have to go and...
Her name was Koki.
Was Koki the horse or the donkey? I can't remember.
It was the horse.
The horse.
She died on Halloween.
And you had the best names for stuff. One of them, you had a little doll, and you named the doll Perceiva. And when I was telling my mom and my younger brother about your doll named Perceiva, Uncle Jamie thought that was probably the best name for a car. You could have a Perceiva that you were driving down the street. You were always pretty creative with that kind of stuff. Perceiva. Like, one of the things that you really liked, you and your sister really liked, was Cats. We had to watch Cats several times a day, and you'd get dressed in your little tutus, and I'd give you scarves, and you guys would dance around, and you were very, very, very dramatic with with your dances and your singing, and you had lots of vibrato when you sing my favorite dolly. You had the doll that would go. It was a doll for the bath. It somehow had, I don't know if you were supposed to put water in it or if it had a hole and it got water in it, and that doll, it got so moldy, and I don't know how many times we had to replace that. Was that Perceiver? That was Baby Wrinkle Baby.
No, that was Boppy.
That was Boppy?
Yeah.
Baby Wrinkle Baby was a different doll.
That was Kyrsten's.
Oh, okay. I remember, I think you were around 2, and you would get like these obsessions. Like your first obsession was with Tarzan, and Tarzan was your boyfriend. And I think Tarzan was your first boyfriend, because Tarzan was the first movie we took you to in the theaters. When it came out, we got the VHS tape, and we watched Tarzan repeatedly for weeks. And then you saw Mulan, and I thought I was gonna just have to stab my eyes out because one day we had to watch Mulan over and over and over and over, and I got to the point where initially I thought Mulan was a really cute movie, and then I was like, Mulan again? I don't want to watch Mulan. So we had to watch Mulan. It was on repeat over and over and over and over. And you've always been boy crazy. Mm-hmm. So Tarzan was your first boyfriend, and then all these non-existent people, and then Elvis, and then, well, Frankie Munoz was your boyfriend. You were going to marry Elvis, and you would not listen to me about Elvis. Well, you might marry somebody like Elvis. I'm going to marry Elvis. Okay, Elvis is dead. And then Frankie Munoz, I'm going to marry Frankie Munoz. Well, by the time you're ready to get married, he's going to be an old man and you're not going to be the least bit interested. I love Frankie Munoz. Can't remember who came after Frankie.
Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah, Justin Bieber. Dad took you and your sister to see Justin Bieber, and you were convinced that he looked straight at you, and he was singing just to you. Who was after Justin Bieber?
Probably real life guys.
I don't know. I think he had a couple more in there.
Maybe the Jonas Brothers were before Justin, but
They were like a blink.
Yeah.
If you were interested in the Jonas Brothers, that's got to be the shortest love interest you've ever had. It's the Jonas Brothers. Yeah, I can't think of any others. You're very creative, though, but you and your sister mainly, but you, Kyrsten, and Kevin used to make videos. You'd make up stories, and then you'd go and do videos, and then you'd show them to me. But did you save any of those?
Yeah, I have a couple on DVD.
Yeah. You guys were funny. You're pretty creative. You were always making something or drawing something or rearranging your animals and having long conversations with them. It was funny. I remember you were little and Grandma came to visit, and I must have gone to like the grocery store or something, and Grandma decided to do some rearranging in the closet. And I came home and you were sitting in a box in the closet, and Grandma was sitting on the floor in the closet. And you guys were having a really long, intense conversation, and it was like, why is she in a box? And she's like, she liked being in the box, so I put her in the box. Okay, well, have a good time. Oh, you and Cheyenne had a special relationship. Cheyenne was really patient with you. There's that picture of you leaning with her and reading a book, and you were leaning on her tummy. And then she'd get tired of you kind of leaning on and laying all over, and she'd get up and move, and then you'd gather all your little stuff and sassy walk over and sit down and lean back against her and just start right in where you were before. She was pretty patient with you. She was a good dog. The first time we took you to the beach, Dad said, "Oh, we're gonna go to the beach this weekend," and we had Cheyenne at that time, and so I thought, "Oh, that's nice," and so I picked out some cute little outfits so I could take some pictures, and I went and I found this cute little hat for you that matched your outfit, and so we got to the beach. And we got late in the day, so we spent the night, and then that morning we got up and we got you and Cheyenne ready to go, and I had the video camera and my camera and all the propaganda that you need to have when you have little kids. And Dad said, "I'm going to take her over by the water," and I had to stay with all the stuff, and I said, "Okay," and so I had the video camera out. And I was videoing, and there Dad had Cheyenne on the leash, and you were kind of just walking around, and Cheyenne started going one direction, and you went the other direction, and then the wind kicked. Well, first of all, you went one direction, and Cheyenne was going the other direction, and Dad wasn't paying attention, and I think it's on video, and I'm saying, "Eric, pay attention to our daughter. She's going to the water. She's going into the water. Pay attention to our daughter." I might have stopped the camera and said, "Eric," but you know how it is, the ocean's loud. And then your brand new hat flew into the ocean, and then Dad started trying to get the hat, and you were going into the ocean. I'm like, "Forget the hat. Get the baby." You know. And I'm thinking, I'm going to videotape this, and then I'm going to have to show it to the police saying, "Well, we got our hat back, but I don't know where the baby is." Ugh, that one. Dad, he would take you for a walk. He'd come home from work. Oh my gosh, he just loved being a dad. He'd come home from work, and then he'd just sit for hours and hold you and rock you and stuff. He would work pretty late. I think he was working late in the night, or maybe he had a night shift or something. And he'd come home, and it'd be late. It'd be like 11, 12, 1. And he'd put you in the stroller and take you for a walk in the middle of the night. All the time. It used to make me mad because I'd get you to sleep, and then he'd come home and he'd go, "Oh, I'm going to take her for a walk." You guys had a good relationship, so it was good. But late into the night, going for a walk. Oh, I know who the next door neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
Jack. Yeah, Jack. We didn't have to, but you and Jack would go. We'd take you for a walk almost every single day, and you guys were pretty close, and you decided you were in love with Jack. I think you were like 4 or 5, and you went in the bedroom and you wrote him this. You had to have known how to write or something. You wrote him a letter telling him about your true love for him. And Grandma got all tweaked about it and was like, you can't let her go over and give him a love letter. And I was like, what does it matter? She's 5. What's going to happen with giving a 6-year-old a love letter? But I don't know what happened to that letter. I bet I saved it at some place. But she wouldn't let you go and give Jack a love letter. But you guys had a lot of fun together, you and Jack. You played really well together.
Yeah, that would have been crazy if we ended up getting married in the future. I mean, jury's still out, but I don't think so.
He's married.
Yeah, he's married. I think he has a kid now.
Mm-hmm. And it'd be weird because you guys haven't seen each other since
Yeah, but that would be
elementary
like
school.
the ultimate love story.
Maybe on your end, you don't know. Jack may have been all, no.
Yeah, that's true.
Get her away from me. Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. A bunch of baby Nikki stories. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know if you want to hear more funny things about my childhood, because I could definitely bring my mom or dad or sister or brother on for that. Anyways, I will catch you guys in the next episode. Okay, love you. Bye.